In the name of Allah, the Rahman and the Rahim. Dear students, welcome you all in today's lecture. That is lecture number 2. Okay. In our first lecture, we discussed that what is communication. We defined communication like according to various writers, they define differently communication. Okay. The word communication origin we discuss. Now in today's lecture, we are going to discuss purposes of communication. Okay, what are the various purposes of communication? Let me share with you people outline of the lecture. In today's lecture, we will study, like I'll introduce various purposes of communication. What are the objectives of communication? Like we have like why we are taking part in communication. Okay, what are the purposes of communication? Like we have various functions and purposes of communication. I'll provide you examples and we will discuss in detail and we will conclude our topic. So the first purpose of communication is to inform. We are taking part or we are communicating with others for the gaining of information. We gain information or we take information from communication, okay, or through communication. We give information to others or we take information from others, okay. So this is the first, like the main functions or purpose of communication, to inform others, to gain information from others, okay, to gain or take information through communication. Receivers gain information from messages. How they are gaining information from messages? Through communication. Communication brings very fast results. Like in today's world, we need what? We need results. We have very short period of time, and in that time we want to give information to others. So the best way or the easy way to give information to others is communication. Communication is done by means of language. Communication will be successful when it brings desirable results. Dear student, it is very important that how we can say that our communication was successful or is successful, or our communication is very effective or informative, when we can say, on the basis of what? When it brings desirable results. So then we can say that our communication was effective or informative, or it was a successful communication, okay. So it is the benchmark or criteria for successful communication when it brings desirable results. By desirable results, I mean that for which communication was taking place. When it comes true, then we can say that our communication is successful or was successful, okay. The second purpose of communication is to persuade, to convince others. Yes, through communication. Many people have this skill of communication. They are like they control others, or they take others with them. They persuade others, they convince others. Like for example, they are giving them information, they are educating them, yes, and through education or awareness, they persuade others, okay. They take their hearts, they take their heads, okay, they take their agreement. People, like, they convince others. So this is also one of the purposes of communication, to persuade, to convince others, to convince the receivers, to give them positive feelings. Yes, it is possible through communication. To contribute to organization or sender feelings. Yes, we can communicate our receivers, we can persuade them through language or through communication to give awareness and to convince them. Like for example, when we have problems, when we are facing problems from others, so from our employees, our staff members, our faculty members, from our students, or from our workers, so then we call them and we persuade them and we convince them. Okay, so it is the function or purpose of communication to persuade, to convince others. The third one is to explain. Yes, it is also one of the functions or purposes of communication. We can say it is the main objective of communication. Through communication, we explain situations. For example, if there is ambiguity in a situation, in circumstances, sometimes we have doubts in one situation. Okay, we have doubts. For example, there is a doubt among student and teacher. There is something wrong. So when we communicate, we can explain the situation, we can remove the doubts. Okay, the dubious situation we can clarify through communication. Clarification needs what? Explanation. Yes, through communication we can explain the situation, the circumstances, to remove the doubts, to resolve the problems or to solve the problems and issues. It is only possible through communication. It is possible. Yes, we can't explain things. We have no other means, but we have the means of communication to explain the situation, to clarify the doubts or remove the doubts. Okay, to create the interest of others, to create interest of the employees in organization, making comparison. Yes, when we are explaining things, we are making comparison among things or between things. Okay, making decision. Yes, on the basis of explanation, we can make decision. We can take decision from others to clarify a complex state of affairs. Yes, we have discussed that we are a human being, we have relation with others, so sometimes we are facing this problem of doubts, these problems are feelings of doubts. So when we have such situation, then we need what? Then we need explanation of the situation. We can explain situation through communication. Number 4, to inquire. Yes, companies send many inquiries on daily basis regarding staff, products, services and ideas. Communication is a good way to inquiry. Okay, it promotes businesses. Yes, why we are inquiring things, why we are asking regarding the things, to clarify. Okay, to promote business, to promote education among people. It is very common practice among business people. Okay, among students. Yes, among teachers, that we are conducting inquiries through communication by means of language. Another very important purpose of communication, to order. Yes, management issues orders for employees from time to time. Yes, we issue orders. Our companies, our institutions, our organization, they issue orders for employees, for staff, for their students and business people. Yes, they are issue orders and suggestions. Yes, sometimes in order we are recommending or giving suggestions regarding the things. We are making reports. Yes, so this is the important purpose of communication. To request. Yes, through communication, request is also carried out. Communication may make a request. Yes, through communication we can make request. We have no other means to make request. Through communication we are requesting others. Okay, we are getting their ideas through communication. When we want something from others, then we request in very formal way to others. To get credit, yes. To solve problems, to get a job, yes. Sometimes we are requesting for a job, for the solution of problems, for services. Yes, we request when we require some services, then we request to the employees or to the company or to the organization or institution for past dues. Yes, when we have past dues, then we say in very formal way, we are requesting the boss, the upper strata people, okay, for the payment of the past dues. To adjust, yes, adjustment is also carried out through communication. Communication may be done for the adjustment purpose or complaints. Sometimes we have issues, sometimes we have complaints, we have difficult situations, so we have to adjust with that very situation. We need the adjustment of difficult or complex situation. So how this adjustment will be possible? Through communication. This adjustment will be possible. It is a common practice among business people. Yes, they are doing on daily basis, they are doing adjustment. They are adjusting things, or people, or their employees, or students, among others. Okay. Number 8. This is the one of the functions of communication, to build human relations. Yes, we are human being, we have certain relation with others, or others have relation with us. So how these relations will be will be possible, or how we can make these relations very strong, or how we are making relation with others. Communication will be done for the purpose of making human relations. Human beings, they are making relation with other human beings. Why? Because we need relation. We are depending on others. We can't separate. We can't go away from others, because we are living in society, in community, in certain locality or certain areas. We have to communicate. We have to build relation with others, because we are human being. Okay, we need relations. We have relations with others. So these relations are built upon the communication. Through the exchange of ideas, we can shape our relations. Yes, sometimes we are having relations with others, but we have weak relation and strong relation. We can shape, we can refresh our relation with others through communication. For example, your friend is there in UK or in Pakistan, somewhere else, and you are not calling him or her for long time. When you are making calls to that very friend on daily basis, your communication will be strong. Or on monthly or weekly basis, you can communicate. You can sustain or maintain relation with others through communication. You can make your understanding with others. We are building understanding. Relation means understanding with others. Okay, so we are making or building relation with others. We can understand others, or other can understand us by means of communication. To promote goodwill, yes, to promote goodwill, this is also one of the functions or purposes of communication. One of the purposes of communication is to promote goodwill to others, to say thanks, thank you. welcome, you're welcome, okay? Our greetings with others, hello, hi, how are you feeling, what are you doing, what's your name, oh, it's very nice weather, I'm enjoying the weather. So English people, when they start communication, they are talking about the weather situation, okay? Welcomes, yes, we say welcome. Like these are the different types of gathering or greetings. Invitations, sorry, आप clear करें, invitations, this is also the promotion of goodwill, okay? You invite other through communication. Number 10, this is the last point, social mobilization. Yes, what is social mobilization? Social mobilization is the process of bringing people together. Yes, like to give people awareness and to convince them, to give them awareness, to aware them and to convince them. This is called social mobilization, okay? To bring people together, to give them like a common goal or common idea to others, to inform others, okay? To give them information, to make them aware and to convince them. This is called social mobilization. It is also done with the help of communication. Yes, how, for example, when we are conducting a survey in a particular area, we need social mobilization in that very area, okay? We need to discuss with the influential people, with the great people, with the heads of the institutions. Then we can conduct a survey in that very particular area. For example, if government wants to conduct a survey regarding education issue or regarding the health issues, so then we need what? Government need what? Social mobilization to give people information, to give to aware them, to make them aware and to convince them that such and such service going on in your locality, in your area. Please, you should take part or give us information or data regarding the same. So social mobilization is also done by means of communication. We can make people aware and we can convince them. Like we can conclude that communication is the process of imparting information. Yes, we have discussed this. This is information gaining or taking is one of the functions or purposes of communication. That we are doing communication for the purpose of giving or taking information to inform others or to update ourselves. Expressing of feelings, yes, this is also done by means of communication. And emotions by means of language, yes, expressing of feelings and emotions through communication by means of language. In communication, we are using language. Communication is done for many purposes, such as giving information, order, or doing adjustment, among others, are the main purposes of communication. Communication brings different results according to different circumstances. Yes, like we have various purposes of communication. So we are doing communication for many purposes. Communication brings various results, different results in different situations. Like we have different situations. We are human beings, we are facing different situations. So how we behave in different situations, how we are dealing with different situations by means of communication. So in this class we have studied 10 functions or purposes of communication. We can say that these are the objectives of communication. Dear students, if you have any question, please feel free to contact or to ask question or to comment on this video. Thank you for watching.